Hello, warrior. Did you know life's most profound moments often hide in our struggles? We spend years avoiding pain. Yet, it's those raw, heart-wrenching times that shape who we're meant to be. Right now, as you watch this, you might be facing something that feels unbearable. Maybe you're sitting in your car after a grueling day, feeling utterly drained. Perhaps it's 2 a.m. and you're lying awake, wondering why everything unraveled so fast. Or maybe you're just exhausted, tired of pretending you're okay when you're not, weary of carrying a mask too heavy to bear. Here's a truth that changes everything. While most see dark times as proof life is against them, the ancient Stoics knew something deeper. Your greatest pain often becomes your wisest teacher, guiding you to a strength you didn't know you had. Marcus Aurelius, a man who led an empire while enduring personal tragedies that could crush anyone, wrote in his journal, "A mind pursuing what is good, whether it succeeds or not, is honored by the pursuit itself." He didn't write for fame, but to remind himself that even in loss, heartbreak, or chaos, there's dignity in seeking the good. Let me be honest with you. This video might bring tears, and I'm not sorry for that. Sometimes, we need to feel the weight of our inner strength. We need to remember we've survived every tough day so far, and that's no small feat. That's extraordinary. We live in a world that urges us to dodge discomfort at all costs, scroll past pain, shop to fill the void, or numb ourselves with endless distractions. But what if the very thing you're avoiding is the gateway to your truest self? The Stoics had no smartphones to escape into, no endless entertainment to dull their pain. When Marcus lost his child, when Epictetus endured slavery and torture, when Seneca faced exile and death, they had to confront themselves head-on. In that raw honesty, they uncovered a truth. We've forgotten pain isn't our enemy, and challenges don't signal weakness. Those struggles are the raw materials of your transformation. Right now, someone is fighting a silent battle no one sees. Someone is grieving a life-altering loss. Someone faces fear greater than their courage. And someone wonders if they can keep going. The Stoics knew you can, not because you're superhuman, but because you're human. This isn't about forcing positivity or ignoring your pain. It's about learning to dance with hardship, finding meaning in the mess, and realizing the things breaking your heart are expanding it to hold more love, wisdom, and compassion than you ever imagined. If this resonates, hit the like button, not for me, but as a promise to yourself that you're ready to face hard truths. Leave a comment sharing the battles you're bravely fighting. Share this video with someone who needs to remember their own strength. Subscribe to this channel, because we're building a community of people who choose growth over comfort. Don't skip any part of this video. Every word is crafted for someone who needs it, and that someone might be you. What's coming next isn't just ideas. It's an invitation to see life differently, to uncover strength you didn't know you had, and realize your sensitivity, struggles, and human heart aren't weaknesses to overcome. They're superpowers, waiting to be unleashed. Leave a comment affirming this truth, and stand tall. My pain is becoming my strength. Let me share a day that changed my life, to show why your worst day might be your greatest gift. It was a Tuesday. Don't the hardest lessons always seem to come on Tuesdays? I woke up thinking it was just another ordinary day. By evening, everything I believed about myself, my relationships, and my future had collapsed. You know that feeling when the ground beneath you vanishes, when the story you told yourself about your life stops making sense. That's where I stood. And maybe that's where you are now. The Stoics understood what we often forget. Your worst days aren't punishments, they're revelations. Epictetus, who knew darkness well, taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters. He spoke as a man who'd been enslaved, beaten, and stripped of everything society deems valuable. From that depth of human pain, he discovered something beautiful. When everything external is stripped away, what remains is the real you. Your worst day doesn't define you, it reveals who you are, showing what you're made of when all else fades. I remember sitting in my car that night, crying like I hadn't in years, not the pretty tears of movies, but rough, soul-shaking sobs. In that moment of total collapse, something shifted. I stopped asking why this happened and started asking what I needed to learn from it. That question changed everything. Pain didn't vanish, but it became useful. Fear didn't disappear, but it fueled courage I didn't know I had. Your worst day is showing you a resilience no comfort could teach, proving you're not as fragile as you fear, not as helpless as you worry, and never as alone as you feel. Every person you admire, every story that moves you, every role model you respect, they all share one thing. They faced days when everything fell apart. They chose a path you're invited to walk now, letting brokenness become an opening to something new. The gift in your worst day isn't always clear at first. It's wrapped in confusion, tied with sorrow, and arrives at the worst time. But inside that painful package is everything you need to become who you're meant to be: compassion for others, strength for future challenges, and wisdom forged in fire. Inside that gift lies the compassion to understand others' struggles. It holds the strength for challenges you can't yet imagine, and the wisdom earned through trials that didn't destroy you but refined you. Your worst day isn't the end, it's the start of a better chapter. Not better because life gets easier, but because you grow stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. If you're ready to let your hardest moments teach you, leave this comment. My worst day revealed the best version of me. They've told you that you feel too much, haven't they? That you're too sensitive, too emotional, too intense. Those words, whether said with concern or frustration, carry a clear message. Feeling deeply in a world that values emotional numbness is somehow wrong. Here's what I wish someone had told you sooner. Your sensitivity isn't a flaw to fix. It's a hidden strength you've been taught to conceal. Seneca, a great Roman philosopher, wrote letters to his friend with such raw honesty that they still move readers to tears too. 000 years later, he wrote, "Every new beginning comes from the end of another." The beauty of those words lies in their vulnerability. Seneca didn't write as a detached scholar, but as someone who knew loss and pain, whose deep emotions gave his words timeless power. The Stoics weren't the unfeeling robots people imagine. They were masters of emotional intelligence, feeling everything, but learning not to be crushed by it. Your sensitivity lets you experience life in vivid color, while others see only shades of gray. Do you know what your sensitivity really is? It's the ability to notice what others miss. You feel someone's pain in your heart. You're moved to tears by beauty. You sense something's wrong before your mind catches up. That's not weakness, it's wisdom beyond books. Your emotions aren't random, they're your inner compass, guiding you toward what matters. When you're anxious about a relationship, it's not paranoia, it's your heart picking up on truths your mind hasn't yet processed. When you're thrilled by an opportunity others call crazy, it's not naivety, it's your intuition spotting potential others overlook. The world needs people who feel deeply, who care so much it hurts. Because that care changes everything. We need those who notice someone struggling behind a smile, who pause to cherish a sunset's beauty, who feel injustice in their bones and act to make it right. Your tears aren't weakness, they're proof you're fully alive, embracing life's highs and lows. Your intense emotions aren't a problem to solve, they're a gift to cherish. Your ability to feel others' pain isn't a burden, it's compassion in action. Don't apologize for feeling deeply or try to numb what makes you human. True strength is feeling everything and still choosing to love, to hope, to show up despite fear. Your sensitivity is your secret weapon, forging connections beyond surface-level interactions. It fuels your creativity, love, inspiration, and ability to heal others, not despite your deep emotions, but because of them. If you agree, leave this comment. My sensitivity is my strength, not my weakness. There's a moment in everyone's life when everything they thought they needed is taken away. It might be a job, a relationship, a dream, or someone you loved disappearing. Or it might happen slowly, watching your old life fade until you barely recognize yourself or your world. I want to talk about that moment, because if you haven't faced it yet, you will. And if you're in it now, know this: you're not breaking apart, you're coming into alignment. Marcus Aurelius understood this, writing, "Loss is nothing but change, and change is nature's delight." Those words are easy to read but hard to live. He wrote them as a father who lost children, an emperor watching his empire crumble, a man betrayed in ways that would break most hearts. Yet he found a profound truth in loss when everything external is stripped away. What remains is your unshakable core. There's something both terrible and beautiful about losing what you thought defined you. It's painful because the loss feels unimaginable. It's beautiful because it forces you to meet the real you beneath the titles, roles, possessions, and relationships that were never truly yours. You remember the day you lost what you thought was your identity, the career you built for years, the relationship you believed would last forever, the future you planned so carefully. All gone in an instant. You sat in an empty apartment, surrounded by boxes, feeling like a stranger in your own life. But here's what few say about rock bottom: it's solid ground. You can build from there. When you have nothing left to lose, you have everything to gain. When old strategies fail, you're forced to find new paths, crafting a new self from the ashes of the old. Loss isn't punishment for your mistakes or proof you're not enough. It's the universe's course correction, guiding you to what you truly need. It's an invitation to stop controlling outcomes and trust the journey, knowing each ending carves space for a new beginning. Picture a tree in winter, bare branches against a gray sky. No leaves, no signs of life. It looks dead, doesn't it? But beneath the surface, in its roots and core, life is stirring, gathering strength for spring. That's you right now, preparing for your next season. If you're in a season of loss, you may feel empty, exposed, or broken. But beneath the surface, where you can't yet see, you're growing roots deeper than ever before, preparing for a version of yourself you can't yet imagine. The art of losing everything is the art of finding yourself not the person you thought you had to be, but your true self. Not someone who needs external validation to feel worthy, but someone who knows their value comes from within, resilient and adaptable. Right now, someone watching this is mourning a dream that didn't come true, a business that failed, a relationship that ended, a career that stalled, or a life plan derailed by circumstances beyond control. You're wondering if you're a failure, or if you should have tried harder. Let me share a truth that might sound bold. At first, your broken dreams aren't failures. They're redirections to something greater than you envisioned. They're clearing the path for a life that aligns with your deepest self. Not just the plans you once held tight. Epictetus taught us something revolutionary. Don't demand that things happen as you wish. Instead, embrace them as they are. He wasn't preaching passive acceptance, but a radical openness to possibilities bigger than the outcomes we cling to. Imagine someone who poured 3 years into a dream, sacrificing relationships, health, and joy for a vision of success. When it crumbled, they felt they'd wasted their best years. They were angry at the world, at themselves, at everyone living their dreams while theirs shattered. But in that pain, they missed the truth that broken dream was making way for a new path. The skills they honed, the person they became, the resilience they built, none of it was wasted. It was groundwork for a life more meaningful than they could have planned. A broken dream doesn't mean you're not enough. It's a sign you're being called to something that fits the real you, not the version you thought you had to be. Sometimes, letting go of the wrong dreams makes space for the ones truly meant for you. Think of a river hitting a rock. It doesn't see it as failure. It flows around it, carving a new path, often more beautiful than the old one. Your broken dreams are teaching you truths. Success can't, your worth isn't tied to achievements, and your strength shines in adversity. Maybe that ended relationship saved you from settling for less than you deserve. Maybe that job you didn't get is guiding you to work that feeds your soul. Maybe that dream was too small for the person you're becoming. Feel the pain, but don't let it define you. It's okay to grieve what didn't happen. That's part of being human. But don't let that pain convince you you're unworthy of good things. A closed door doesn't mean all doors are locked. Your broken dreams are fertile soil for new ones to grow, ones that honor who you've become. Those new dreams align with the person you've grown into through every heartbreak and rebuild. Trust the process. Even if you can't see the destination, believe life is working for you, not against you, and that an ending might be your most vital beginning. If you're ready to believe broken dreams lead to better ones, leave this comment. My broken dreams are becoming better dreams. Now, let's explore why your struggles are sacred. A truth that can reshape how you view every tough moment. Your struggles aren't a glitch in the system. They're a feature. Not something wrong, but something unfolding as it should. Our culture treats struggle like a disease to cure quickly. Pop a pill, buy a fix, think positive, and manifest it away. But what if what we're escaping is the holiest part of being human? The Stoics had a beautiful concept called amor fati, love your fate. Not just accept or endure it, but embrace it fully. Marcus Aurelius wrote, accept what fate binds you to, and love those it brings you. Your struggles are teachers, perfectly placed for your growth. I recall a friend going through a divorce after 20 years, apologizing for her tears, blaming herself for not being stronger, and beating herself up for not moving on faster. It struck me how we're taught to feel ashamed of our struggles instead of honoring them. Your struggles are sacred because they shape you in ways ease never could. Your anxiety teaches empathy for others, fighting invisible battles. Your heavy heart deepens your capacity for joy. Your losses expand your heart to hold more love than you thought possible. Every person who's made a real difference, teachers, healers, artists, leaders, innovators, shares one thing: they've struggled. They've faced moments of wanting to give up, doubting their strength or worth, yet found their struggles proved their capacity to endure. You can't comfort someone in their darkest night if you've never faced your own. You can't guide others through pain without losing something precious. You can't inspire perseverance without once wanting to quit. Your struggles grant wisdom no book can teach. Your struggles are sacred because you choose their meaning. Let them make you bitter or wise. Close your heart or open it to more compassion. They show life is tough for everyone, and that shared struggle makes human connection beautiful and profound. Your struggles are sacred because they're fleeting, always shifting, always molding you into someone new. The person who enters a struggle isn't the one who emerges. That transformation is the divine spark, crafting you into someone extraordinary. You're becoming someone who walks through fire and sees it as purification, not destruction. Someone who faces their greatest fears and finds they're stronger than they knew. Someone whose cracks let light shine through, illuminating their path forward. Your struggle is sacred because it's yours, uniquely designed by the universe that believes you can handle it. Not easily, not without scars or tears, but triumphantly. Now, let's talk about the courage to start over. A moment we all face. There comes a time, maybe many, when you realize you must begin again, not because you failed or gave up, but because you've outgrown your old self, and the life built for that person no longer fits who you're becoming. Starting over at 25 feels like an adventure. At 35, it's daunting. At 45, it seems impossible. At any age, when you thought you had it all figured out. It takes a courage few truly understand. Seneca knew this well. Having lost wealth, status, and eventually his life, he wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it." He meant not just living longer, but living fuller, even if it means starting anew when staying comfortable would be easier. That choice to rebuild demands a rare kind of bravery. Picture a man in his 52nd, leaving a successful law career to teach. To many, that's madness. Why abandon financial security and prestige for a fresh start? But for him, it wasn't fleeing failure. It was answering a call to rekindle a passion buried for years. Working with kids reignited his love for learning, giving him purpose he'd lost. Starting over isn't erasing the past. It's weaving every lesson into the new path you're forging, building a life that reflects who you are now. The courage to start over is trusting yourself over others' doubts, choosing growth over safety, possibility over certainty, authenticity over conformity. It's saying, I don't know what's next, but I know I can't stay still any longer. Maybe you're feeling it now, the need to restart. Perhaps it's a relationship that's been dead for years, but fear of loneliness holds you back. Maybe it's a job that pays the bills but drains your spirit, or a version of yourself others expect but no longer fits. Starting over isn't giving up, it's growing up. It's the difference between accepting what is and creating what could be. It's choosing to live fully, not just survive. Embracing the unknown to build a life true to your heart. The world needs those who dare to start over, showing us we're not trapped by past choices, mistakes, or others' expectations. You prove life is a series of beginnings, not a long middle with a disappointing end. Starting over means keeping the beauty of your past while releasing what no longer serves you. You carry the wisdom. Let go of regret. Honor the old you, and embrace the new one, ready to step into the life you're meant for. Yes, it's scary. Yes, others may not get it. Yes, you might stumble or doubt your choice. But what's scarier is reaching life's end and realizing you never dared to live the life you truly wanted. Your future self is waiting for you to act. If you've listened this far, something in you knows this message is for you, not because your life is harder, but because you're ready to see struggles differently. You're ready to stop running from pain and start learning from it. You're ready to stop apologizing for feeling deeply and use your sensitivity as a unique strength. The Stoics knew what we forget. We're not victims of circumstance, but students of our own lives. With every challenge tailored to teach us, the tears you shed watching this aren't weakness, they're awakening. Your soul recognizes its strength. Your heart recalls its resilience. Your spirit stirs with inner power. You were born with everything needed to face every challenge, scars and all. Your struggles aren't proof something's wrong with you. They're evidence you're alive. You care, and you're growing into someone extraordinary. Epictetus said, "You're an actor in a play scripted for you." Your role may include heartbreak or starting over, but it's yours to perform. The world needs your sensitivity, your struggles, your story of falling and rising again. It needs proof that we can survive the worst days and still choose love, hope, and beauty. So, here's what I ask you to do now. If this video moved you, hit like as a vow to yourself to see struggles as preparation, not problems. Comment to tell someone they're not alone. Share this with someone whose heart needs it. And subscribe to join a community that views hardship as a doorway to growth. You're not broken, you're unfolding.